French senators have begun debating a proposed law to reduce the environmental impact of the textile industry, estimated to be responsible for 10% of greenhouse gas emissions worldwide. The French legislation seeking to define and regulate imports of low-cost, high-turnover clothing known as ultra-fast fashion, which is embodied by Chinese online retailers such as Shein and Temu. However, ecologists fear the proposed law has been significantly diluted from its original form. Joining me now is Aurélie Mosse, a Swiss-French designer and researcher specialising in innovative and sustainable materials. Aurélie, thank you so much for your time. The first question to ask you is, does this legislation go far enough?
I think it's only tackling one part of the problem, which is the consumption and the selling of these fabrics, which is a key part of the issue. But coming from the design side, there's a lot of other aspects to be taken into consideration. And there's been a lot of sort of reduction of the impact of the text at the moment, really focusing mainly on advertisement and penalties when it comes to the impact of such business.
In your opinion, what should be done by the government?
I think we need to be to push further along these lines, because we've had laws to really implicate and sort of ban such strategies of conception and sales. Is very problematic. So we need to rethink the whole system, and law plays a big role in assisting this. But we need really to develop more regenerative system from the conception to the commercialization.
When it comes to fast fashion, is France, given that it's the home of haute couture, as bad as other countries?
No, I think we are more or less all in the same game, and actually France is quite far ahead in terms of legislation. But like any, at least European countries, we're dealing with very diverse type of fashion brands and ways of conceiving and selling garments, from local brands that are relying on sustainable processes to fast fashion. And of course, I think we need to find a better balance, because if the promise of fast fashion was really to democratize fashion to everybody, we also know the huge impact it has on not only the environment, but also the textile industry itself.
How do we wean people off from fast fashion, especially when the rising cost of living means that it's human nature to seek out cheaper clothing?
Well, I think we have to play on many levels, but one of them is really to value materials that are aging and to place and enhance beauty in the way the materials are developing, and not necessarily looking for the sleek look, but really emphasizing the value of a material that is aging beautifully and gracefully, and that is also engaging emotion. So it's really one part of the thing, and also maybe thinking about other ways of consuming garments. Maybe we can rent garments, maybe we can craft our own garments. It's also another way to sort of reduce the impact of fast fashion.
Is there any country who is leading the way in doing just that?
I think we're more or less all on the same board, and of course this country is more looking into that than others. I can only speak from sort of design aspect of that, and I know Scandinavia, our countries are quite fast forward with that, trying to engage like the research and the industry together to move forward.
As you say, it does come back to public awareness, and I imagine education is key in all of this. So I'm going to ask you again, how much of a role can government play in getting that message across to the public in general?
Well, I think this awareness can come to school more than it is at the moment. Like to get to know about the quality of the materials we're using, the implication of the crafting process we develop, and this from a very early age, because we need to develop this awareness, I would say, even before primary school, to shape a new generation of customers, and probably also to have more link between the researcher who are developing strategies from conception to fabrication and consumption that are more sustainable, and that they can disseminate their knowledge to the industry and the consumers as well. So I believe very much in dialogue across these three parts of the society.
Aurélie Mosse, thank you again for your time.
Thank you very much.